From the dawn of civilization, oil has been used for a variety of purposes, like medicine, weaponry, energy, manufacturing, and even transportation.
Oil, like all things, must come from somewhere. The top oil-producing countries in 2013 include states like number 1 Russia, 2 Saudi Arabia, and 3 the United States. The Middle East specifically accounted for more than 26% of the world's oil production in that year. Saudi Arabia, the US, Russia, Iran, China, Venezuela, Mexico, and Norway account for over 50% of global oil production.
Petroleum, as an oil product, originates from the compression of dead animals and plants over millions of years, hence the name fossil fuels, and why they are non-renewable. So in short, we use dead dinosaurs to fuel our cars.
After millions of years of exposure to heat and pressure, the organic material found in the plants and animals breaks down to their component elements, namely hydrogen and carbon, which make up all of crude oil. However, the product petroleum is made through a process called fractional distillation, where crude oil is evaporated and then condensed. The finished product is then barreled up in its country of origin and then distributed around the world via oil tanker or barge.
An example of oil production theory is M. King Hubbert's peak theory, that for a given area, from a country to a city to the entire world, the rate of oil production tends to follow a bell curve. The theory is based on the nature of oil as a finite resource, so the rate of discovery quickly reaches a maximum and proceeds to decline. The theory differs from oil depletion because peak oil refers to the maximum point of production, while oil depletion refers to a period in which oil reserves and supply decrease. It is thought that global peak oil production will occur between 2013 and 2037.
The organization OPEC, which stands for the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, coordinates policy regarding oil in all oil-producing nations. OPEC ensures that all member states receive a steady income and all consumers receive a secure, steady supply.
Changing trends in oil production could have dramatic socioeconomic consequences. There have already been wars started around the prospect of obtaining the proverbial black gold. The upheaval of Iran's government and the institution of Shah Pahlavi was allegedly planned by the United States in an effort to obtain Iranian oil. The Gulf War in Iraq of 1991 was also supposedly fought for the same reasons.
Changing trends like increased demand for petroleum, geopolitical development in nations that call for more resources, and environmental factors like climate change have dictated this time period to be a period of energy insecurity, as opposed to the time period of 1985 to 2003, which is considered a period of energy security. Terrorism is one possible consequence of insecurity regarding oil. As countries become more imperialistic about gaining the resource, they could deplete resources meant for other nations, leading to extremism stemming from anti-NIC sentiment.
Oil has many negative effects on the environment, such as the introduction of CO2 into the atmosphere and occasional oil spills that destroy ecosystems. The introduction of oil into an ecosystem, such as a lake, causes a massive chain reaction. Animals and plants get covered by the oil coating the lake and die from the negative effects such as suffocation or the inability to fly. Soon, the entire ecosystem is destroyed and devoid of life. On March 24, 1989, the Exxon Valdez, a huge oil tanker, hit the Bligh Reef in Prince William Sound, Alaska. It is widely considered to be one of the worst oil catastrophes in human history. An estimated 260,000 to 750,000 barrels, which is 10.8 to 32 million gallons of oil was spilled. The crippling environmental effects can still be seen today.
The immediate effect of the spill included 100,000 to 250,000 dead seabirds, at least 2,800 dead sea otters, the death of approximately 12 river otters, 300 harbor seals, 247 bald eagles, and 22 orcas, as well as an unknown number of salmon and herring. The effect of the spill is continued to be felt right now. As of 2010, there were an estimated 23,000 gallons of Valdez crude oil still in Alaska's sand and soil, breaking down at a rate estimated at less than 4% per year. Overall reductions in populations were seen in various ocean animals, including stunted growth in pink salmon populations. The effect on salmon and other prey populations in turn adversely affected killer whales in Prince William Sound and Alaska's Kenai Fjords region. By 2009, scientists estimated that the transient population numbered only 7 killer whales and had not reproduced since the spill, and so this population is expected to go extinct. Extinction is just one of the many devastating ecological impacts of human error regarding oil, and considering the dependency that today's society has on the resource, the trend dictates that more events like this are, in fact, likely. Grim as it may seem, this unstable, destructive, and ultimately finite material is being used as fast as it's being unearthed, and is dramatically shaping the geopolitical climate. The trends have changed, but hardly for the better, and consumption only increases year to year. Whether or not the predictions of the peak oil theory will be fulfilled remains to be seen, but if this pattern continues, at the very least, environmental devastation is a virtual certainty. It is now the responsibility of private enterprise, academia, and world governments to change consumption trends again, this time for the better and for good.